Hey everyone, we are back. I apologize. It seems like we're having some technical difficulties. So you guys probably just got to see me all frozen over here. So without realizing, I've already moved on with the cocoa tea. I have added the milk in there. I've added the the nutmeg in there, and the sugar. And so I'm just gonna pour myself a cup of cocoa tea and chat with you guys about why Rum Shop. Okay, so first of all, the idea for Rum Shop was born from me trying to come up with a nice way to teach people about estate planning, but in a non-conventional, definitely me kind of way. And if you guys know me, you know I'm like silly and funny and of course 100% Caribbean. And so we figured that we were gonna try to fuse in my Caribbean culture into my legal show. And I settled on a rum shop because in St. Lucia, a rum shop is a bar. And it is a place where people come at the end of the night to have a drink, and sometimes on the weekends to, commune. It's a place where it's a place of community, it's a place of conversation, it is a place of learning. And I figured, well, what better way if I'm going to be teaching you guys about St. Lucian culture, or if I'm going to be teaching you guys about the legal, my legal field, what better place to do it but in a rum shop? So this is the story behind Rum Shop. My family had a couple of rum shops, which is why I was like, you know what, I gotta have one, even if I'm in the United States, and I could go to a bar if I want to. So I'm just gonna pour myself some cocoa tea, and then we're gonna jump into our basics number one for estate planning. So if you missed my previous intro, this is called Back to Basics, and we'll be doing a series of Back to Basics videos because I realized that through having consultations with people this week and prior consultations, that a lot of people don't know the basics of estate planning. And sometimes I have a tendency of just kind of yapping, assuming you guys know what I'm talking about. And so I figured we would pull it all back. We were going to start from the beginning so that if you're hopping in the middle, you know what I'm talking about. But also, you can, you're growing your knowledge and you know what I'm talking about. So, cocoa tea first. And the first back to basics that we're going to be discussing today is, and it is the one that people actually talk about a lot. It is a will and a trust. Hey Lovey, good morning. Yes, we got cocoa tea. With our rum, girl, it is 10 o'clock in California. I have work to do today, so I'm not gonna have any rum, but I promise you guys that the rum will be back, okay? It'll be back soon. And so, two words that people hear a lot in estate planning is will and trust. And sometimes, actually more often than not, people think that those things are interchangeable. So when a client calls, they'll be like, yeah, I have a will and I want to make a change. And I'm like, okay, so do you have a will or a trust? And they're like, wait, what's the difference? And so because of how often that question comes up, I figured I would address that. So, wills and trusts. A will and a trust may serve the same purpose. However, they are not interchangeable and they are not the same thing. Okay? First thing first. A will, a last will and testament, and it is not the same as a living will, which is also a misconception that people have, and we'll address that in another video. But a last will and testament, it is a document that is drafted. It allows a person to decide and determine who will be responsible for wrapping up their estate. It also allows a person to designate in it how his or her estate will be distributed to his or her heirs. Also in a last will and testament, we do guardian nominations for minor children. So if you have a young child and you're planning guardians for that young child, you'll be doing that in a last will and testament. So that is a last will. When you draft a last will in California, in order for your estate to be administered, that last will needs to be filed with the court after you pass away, and have to go through the court administered process called probate. Also, when you create a last will, it is not going to be effective or become or actually, like, you know, be able to be used until you pass away. So the person that you appoint as your executor, which is the person in charge of administering your estate when you pass away, that person doesn't have any power over your assets until you pass away. A last will doesn't allow us to fund, meaning add any assets to it. It doesn't hold any assets. Like I said, all it does is it allows you to appoint someone or people to administer your estate. 2, it lets you determine and decide how your estate will be distributed when you pass away. And 3, if you have minor children, it allows you to appoint guardian nominations for your children. So the similarly situated document that people attempt to confuse a last will and testament with is a trust. Now, there are different types of trust. We are going to focus right here today specifically on a revocable trust. So a revocable trust is a document that is drafted that, like its name suggests, can be changed at any point if you as long as you have the mental capacity to be able to make that change. Okay? What does a revocable trust do? And a revocable trust is also called a living trust. So if your document is blah 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 living trust, we're talking about the same thing here. So a revocable trust allows you to, 1, appoint a person to or people to administer your estate if you pass away. It also allows you to determine how your assets will be held, how your assets will be distributed to your heirs. We do not do guardian nominations in a revocable trust because revocable trusts are privately administered. That is one of the differences between a revocable trust and a last will. When you pass away, a revocable trust does not need to be filed with a probate court to be administered. It can be administered privately, which is why we do not put guardian nominations in a revocable trust. Number 2 about a revocable trust is assets can actually be funded, meaning the title can be changed into the name of your revocable trust. So a revocable trust actually can hold assets, whereas a last will and testament cannot. The third thing is, a revocable trust has power behind it the moment that document is executed, meaning it is signed. What does that mean? It means that if you were to become incapacitated, the person that you've appointed as your trustee, who is the person who will be administering your estate, that person can actually step in and manage the assets that have been funded or added or titled into the name of your trust. So, revocable trust, last will and testament, they essentially allow you to do the same things. However, the administration of each one of them is different, and also the ability of them to hold assets is different, and how they're administered, meaning like going to whether it's public, going to court, private, administered outside of the court system, that's different. So now when you hear someone talk about a revocable trust, you will know what that is. Also, when a person talks about a last will and testament, you will know what that is. So thank you for joining us today on our first video of Back to Basics on estate planning. Next week we will have a pretty similar episode where we'll be discussing a different kind of document that people have misconception about. And I did say in the beginning that we're going to be doing 3 different things today. The third thing that we're doing today is we'll be launching our very first giveaway on our Instagram. And so I'm gonna briefly describe the giveaway, but if you want more details and you want to enter the giveaway, you have to go to my Instagram and follow me there. My Instagram handle is at Meyer ESQ Family Protection. That is Meyer MEYER ESQ Family Protection. So our giveaway will be my intent giveaway, and it is a find your word challenge. So I became familiar with My Intent, a company, a couple of years ago, and what they do is it helps you determine and it helps you figure out what your guiding words are based on a series of questions. So there's a quiz that you take on the website, and then you can find your word from there. And we'll be giving away 3 of these My Intent bracelets to the first 3 people who hop on to our Instagram and do basically follow the rules. So we'll be posting the rules of the giveaway on our Instagram. So if you want to be part of the giveaway, you gotta go to our Instagram and and follow the rules. Why do I care about My Intent? When I first became introduced with the My Intent company, it was all about helping. I was trying to find inspiration, and it was one way that showed up as a way to get inspiration. And last year, when I did my Intent quiz, one of the words that came up for me was brave, and so I created my bracelet for the word brave. You guys, I wore this bracelet for the entire year of 2020. I probably took it off. I didn't even take it out to shower. I probably took it off like once or twice when I was required to remove it. So when I had my surgery, I had to take it off. And what it did for me was it allowed, during those moments when I was afraid of taking a particular step, I was doubting myself, I was questioning whether this was something for me to do, and I was allowing my fear to seep in and stop me, I would actually look down on my arm, and I would see my word brave, and I would remember that was going to be my mantra for the year. And I took a lot of steps last year that I wouldn't have taken had I not had that constant reminder with me. And I have to tell you that last year was one of the best years that I had in my business and me individually. Hey Kiwi, hey Zach, welcome. So I figured that I was gonna I wanted to do the same thing for you guys. It is still January, it's still time for you to go figure out what your word is. And like I said, we'll be giving away 3 My Intent bracelets to the winners. Go follow me on Instagram to find out the rules for our giveaway. Again, my Instagram handle is Meyer MEYER Family Protection. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you on Instagram, and we look forward to seeing you guys for another episode of Ram Shop Talks, where we will be diving deeper into estate planning basics. Have a beautiful Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. Ciao. Bye. Oh, there's a beat. And now I'm gonna go enjoy my cocoa tea because that sun has disappeared and the clouds are rolling in. So I'm gonna go tuck in for a beautiful, beautiful rainy day. If you're in California, guys, you know we need it. Bye.